Erev Shabbat Shalom. We're right about to go into Shabbat in Parashat Shlach, and we have two major stories going on. The first story being Chet HaMereglim, the story of the spies. Moshe sends 12 spies in to Israel, the 12 of the biggest leaders, the biggest rabbis, the heads of the generation. Each one is the head of his tribe, and they're going into Israel. And when they're going into Israel, they go and they come back and they say, we cannot do it, it's impossible. A lot of the commentaries ask, what does that mean, it's impossible? God tells you it's doable. One of the commentaries says that they are so worried that once they go into Israel, they won't be able to live a life of Torah. They won't be able to, considering that in the desert they have the ultimate spirituality. They're sitting over there. God is giving them water and food, and their clothes are growing with them. Their shoes aren't getting ruined. Everything they need is taken care of. All they have left to do is sit and learn and worship God. And once they go into Israel, they're going to need to start working the land and won't have time for that relationship with God. So they are convincing the people that it is not worth it because we're going to lose out. Unfortunately, that's not the only time we've had that in history. But we have another story during this parsha that is called the Ma'apilim. It's after the spies come and demoralize the nation. The nation cries, and God tells them, because you cried and said that you didn't believe that this is possible and said that we want to go back to Egypt, this generation doesn't get to go into Israel. And there's a group called the Ma'apilim. They go up and they say, we're going to do it anyway. Even though God says that we're not allowed to go to Israel, we're going to go anyway. And they die in battle. And when they die in battle, we have over here again yet another story of people who want only half the picture. So we have on one hand people who want the Torah without Israel, and on the other hand, Israel without the Torah. This is something that we've had throughout all of our history. This is not a new concept. And every single time it fails. When you look at the time of going back to building Bet HaMikdash Sheni, the second temple, only 20% of Israel goes back. And who stays behind? All the big rabbis who say, over here in Babylon, it's so much easier to keep the Torah, to learn the Torah. Why would we go to Israel where we're going to need to work hard? And yet on the other hand, we have the whole movement that said, let's go to Israel and forget about the Torah. In the head of the movement, Theodor Herzl, right? And you can think of this person who's dedicated his entire life for the nation of Israel and coming back to Israel. And where are his descendants now? How many of them are Jewish? How many of them live in Israel? How many of Ben Gurion's children live in Israel? You can't have Israel without the Torah. You can't have the Torah without Israel. Considering that they are two parts of the puzzle, they need each other. We need them to be able to exist. And that's the secret of this parsha. The secret of the parsha is you need Israel, you need the Torah. Stop trying to take half the picture. Shabbat Shalom.